A scalar is a quantity that is defined by magnitude only. Magnitude essentially means size, which means that scalars are defined by size. They can only be positive and are never negative. They can be added by basic addition. Some examples of scalars include distance, speed, time, mass, energy, and power. As you'll know, none of these values can ever be negative, as time can't run backwards and you can't have a negative mass. A vector is a quantity that is defined by a magnitude and direction, meaning that it has a size of force and is also going in a certain direction. This means they cannot be added by basic addition because direction is more important. Some examples of vectors include displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, weight, and momentum. A basic example of a vector question. A hot air balloon has a weight of 5,000 newtons. It exerts an upwards force of 5,000 newtons. What is the total force on the balloon? For this, the forces are acting in different directions as the weight acts downwards, so we have to assign one of them a negative value. For this example, let's say that weight is negative. This means that there is a downward force of negative 5,000 and an upward force of 5,000. Which gives us a total force of 0 newtons, so that there is no total force acting on the balloon, despite the upward and downward forces. What's the difference between distance and displacement? Displacement is essentially the vector version of distance. In this example, distance is the red wiggly line, and is much longer than the displacement. The distance is the total journey that has been travelled. Displacement is the distance between the start and end points of the journey and the direction of them. In this example, the displacement is the distance from A to B and is roughly northeast. In this example, the distance is the distance from A to B times by 2 because it's going there and back. The displacement is 0 because the start point is the end of the same point. What's the difference between speed and velocity then? Velocity is the vector version of speed, a speed with a direction. Speed is the distance travelled per second, and velocity is the displacement, i.e. the change in position per second.